Our 6-man team arrived at the abandoned Norwegian monitoring station during polar night. Staff Sergeant Rivera led us, myself, communications, Matthews, medic, Wilson, scout, Kumar, engineer, and Dawson, heavy weapons. The concrete bunker sat half-buried in permafrost, with narrow windows and a single ice-sealed door. The temperature hit -40 degrees Fahrenheit, freezing exposed skin within minutes. Kumar worked on the generator while Rivera examined the station's logbook. I set up communications equipment, knowing our scheduled check-ins would be our only contact with command. Matthews inventoried medical supplies with methodical precision. Wilson scouted the immediate perimeter, his expression darkening when he returned. Dawson arranged our weapons cache, making jokes that nobody laughed at. The final entry in the logbook, written in Norwegian, simply read, "They are hungry again tonight." Dawson laughed it off, but Wilson kept glancing at the shadows beyond our lights. Rivera maintained his stoic demeanor, but ordered double watches starting that night. I couldn't shake the feeling that the empty station wasn't truly abandoned, that something was watching us from just beyond the reach of our lights. On the 4th night, we heard the howls. They came from all directions, too melodic to be wolves or bears. Matthews, who grew up in Alaska, pressed against the window. "It's like someone trying to remember what a wolf sounds like," he said nervously. Rivera ordered Wilson to investigate at first light, though none of us wanted to wait that long. Wilson found strange tracks during his perimeter check, wide impressions that emerged from the shore ice, circled our outpost perfectly, then returned to the frozen sea. Kumar analyzed the pattern, insisting they couldn't be natural. "Whatever made these understands geometry," he said, pointing to the perfect radius maintained around our position. "This is deliberate." Matthews suggested polar bears, but couldn't explain the track's shape. Our equipment suffered power fluctuations whenever the howling grew louder. During his watch, Dawson spotted multiple eyes reflecting our perimeter lights, positioned too high for normal Arctic wildlife. Rivera organized a defensive posture, positioning us at strategic points within the outpost. Wilson cleaned his rifle obsessively, jumpy at every sound. Kumar tried explaining the phenomena scientifically, but his voice lacked conviction. I checked our comms repeatedly, hoping for some connection to the outside world. On day 6, 2 Sami hunters appeared seeking shelter from an approaching blizzard. The older man, Niels, grew terrified when Wilson mentioned the howls and tracks. "Gufita Suolu," he whispered. "Island of the Beneath Ones." His younger companion wouldn't enter the station, preferring to face the storm than spend a night inside our walls. Niels described creatures from Sami mythology, pale, fish-like humanoids, that once were people who sought refuge beneath the ice, transformed by centuries in darkness. "They hunger for warmth," he explained, pointing to our heaters, our cooking equipment, our living bodies. "They remember being human, hate those who still are." Rivera offered protection, but Niels shook his head. "Your weapons cannot harm what never truly lives." After the Sami left, Kumar discovered hidden Norwegian research documents beneath loose floorboards. The yellowed pages contained detailed sketches matching Niels' description and autopsy notes on something classified as neither human nor seal. The final pages were stained with what looked like blood. Matthews confirmed it. Dawson's jokes stopped entirely. Wilson triple-checked the barricades. Rivera radioed command requesting immediate extraction, but the approaching blizzard made it impossible. The blizzard trapped us for 3 days. On the final night, the generator failed as howling closed in around us. Scratching sounds tested our walls methodically. Wilson spotted figures moving through the storm, unaffected by the lethal cold. The steel door began to buckle under impossible pressure as if being hit by a battering ram. We took defensive positions, weapons trained on every entrance. Kumar frantically worked to restore power, while Matthews prepared emergency medical supplies. Rivera remained calm, issuing orders with the steady voice that had kept us alive through 2 combat deployments. Dawson manned the reinforced door, his usual bravado replaced by grim determination. The first breach came through a ventilation shaft too small for humans. The creature moved with fluid grace, pale, translucent skin over an emaciated frame, webbed hands ending in ice-like claws. Its face resembled a human's, but with black fish eyes and circular needle teeth. Rivera shot it 3 times. It retreated, leaving behind fluid that reeked of rotting fish. The smell triggered our gag reflexes, but worse was knowing more creatures waited outside. How many? We couldn't tell. By first light, just a slight blue tinge to the darkness. Dawson was gone, dragged screaming into the night. Kumar suffered deep cuts across his torso that Matthews struggled to treat. Rivera ordered us to abandon the outpost for the extraction point 7 miles south. We destroyed sensitive equipment and took only survival essentials, each man carrying what weapons and ammunition he could. The 7-mile trek became a nightmare of exhaustion and fear. The creatures shadowed us, their howls now containing distorted human words and phrases. Wilson insisted they were repeating Dawson's final screams. Kumar weakened with each mile, leaving a blood trail despite Matthew's best efforts. Rivera maintained our heading with iron discipline, though I caught him crossing himself when he thought no one was looking. At the dock, they attacked from all directions. Matthews fell immediately, swarmed by pale forms that moved too fast to track. Kumar sacrificed himself with emergency flares, creating enough distraction for Rivera and me to reach the helicopter. The official report called it equipment malfunction and exposure fatalities. The military quietly deemed the area off-limits. Rivera never spoke of it again before taking his own life 6 months later. I still hear those howls in my nightmares, knowing they wait beneath the ice for the next visitors to their ancient hunting grounds.